Hello everyone and welcome to the Suzanne and Sarah YouTube channel. I'm Suzanne and I am a realtor here in beautiful sunny Bend, Oregon with Realty One Group Discovery, and I'm the founder of the Central Oregon Investor Network, which brings together investors not only from Central Oregon but from all over the country to learn from one another, share resources, and create more passive income in our lives through real estate investments. Today, we are going to talk to you about exploring the rivers of Central Oregon. So let's dive on in. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Suzanne and Sarah YouTube channel. I'm Suzanne Moore.
And I'm Sarah Willis. We are Central Oregon's investment and real estate experts.
As you may know, Central Oregon is very well known for our high desert landscape, and you might be surprised at how much water we have in Central Oregon because it's also home to a network of rivers beyond just the Deschutes, which you may have already heard of. That means there are a ton of outdoor water activities that are available to people of all ages and abilities, and we're going to share some of the most notable rivers in Central Oregon and the activities that are available to you. So the first and probably most popular river is the Deschutes River, and this is the river that is the heart of Central Oregon, and it winds right through the city, and you've probably got images in your mind of floating down the Deschutes River on those orange inner tubes and going through the little rapids under the bridge, and that is a really popular activity in Bend proper, but the Deschutes River does go all the way through Central Oregon and into outlying areas. So there are a few highlights that we want to talk to you about beyond just floating the river in Bend. So whitewater rafting is a great activity for the Deschutes River, and there are a lot of different options. So you can do a single day tour, a float in Bend, or from some of the areas just outside of Bend if you want to float or paddle the Deschutes River. And then there are also multi-day trips that you can take on the Deschutes River if you want to be camping and fly fishing or otherwise fishing on your whitewater adventure. The next one is fly fishing. There are fly fishing opportunities on the Deschutes River, and the one you may have seen the most that I always see when I'm coming from Portland to Bend is near Warm Springs. So there is a great spot there where people can pull over. There is a park with some bathrooms and some other amenities as well, and you can do some great fly fishing there. And the Deschutes has native redband trout and steelhead. Another thing you can do along the Deschutes River is those scenic drives. So if you're not into getting on the water or in the water, you can always drive near the water. And the Cascade Lake Scenic Byway follows the river and offers gorgeous views and access to a lot of different hiking trails that parallel the river, most notably the Deschutes River Trail, aptly named. The second and probably less well-known river in Central Oregon is the Metolius River. And the Metolius is a river that flows from the base of Black Butte, which is kind of near Sisters, and it flows from a natural spring. It just comes up from out of the ground, and it is crystal clear and super cold. And you can even visit the headwaters of the Metolius River for free. It's just a quick little hike in on a paved path with an overlook, and you can do that right from Camp Sherman, Oregon. And we do have another video specific to Camp Sherman if you want to learn more about that, and we will link that video here. You can also hike along the Metolius River, and it's called the Metolius River Trail. We're very creative with our trail names when they're near rivers. And it's a great place to explore the river on foot and from land. And finally, there are a lot of campgrounds on the Metolius River. So you can stay overnight, and it's a great way to see the river and experience the river and the wildlife and nature at different times of day. The third river you may have heard of here in Central Oregon is called the Crooked River, and it flows through the Crooked River Canyon, and this is a tributary of the Deschutes River and is most well known as the river that runs right through the middle of Smith Rock State Park. So Smith Rock State Park is famous for its world-class rock climbing. That's actually where I learned to rock climb back in college. And it's got a ton of hiking opportunities. There are hikes that go right along the Crooked River and are accessible for hikers of all levels. And they offer fantastic views of the water and of the sheer climbing walls above. And also, it's just so fun to watch people when they're out climbing too. There is fly fishing on the Crooked River as well, and you can expect to be catching some trout there, depending on your skills. There are also great scenic overlooks on the Crooked River, and the one that you may have seen as you're driving to Bend from perhaps Portland is the Peter Skeen Ogden State Scenic Viewpoint. And you go over a bridge there and you look down and it's just gigantic. And they also do bungee jumping into that canyon. So it's a great place to stop and take a look and just get a sense for how massive this canyon is. So last, but certainly not the last river in Central Oregon, the last one we're going to talk about today is the John Day River. And it's a little bit east of Central Oregon and is really most popular and most well known for its multi-day, pretty mellow floats that do have some exciting Class 3 rapids. But for the most part, you can go out there with, kids and dogs and all the whole family or a group of friends and do a multi-day float on the John Day River. It's so fun. It's something I do every year with a group of friends. And part of the river is designated as wild and scenic. So that means that permits are required for floating through this area. There is camping, there is wildlife, and there is fishing on the John Day River. And some of the state's best remote camping and wildlife viewing in Oregon is here on the John Day River, and you can see bighorn sheep, eagles, tons of birds. Last time I was there, we even saw scorpions and the occasional marmot or pika. The fishing is some of the best in eastern Central Oregon, especially if you love to catch bass. There are also the nearby John Day Fossil Beds National Monument, which is actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And so that's a place to be able to see fossils and like fossil beds. But the cool part is if you want to dig your own fossils for free, you can go to Fossil Oregon and dig for free. Just bring your own little tools right behind Wheeler High School. Great little tip there. So wrapping this up today, Central Oregon's rivers offer so many fun adventures and experience to get out into nature and experience the natural beauty of our area. And whether you're into rafting, fishing, hiking, fossil hunting, or rock hunting, there is just so many opportunities for a peaceful escape. And these rivers really are a magical place to spend some time. So the next time you find yourself in Central Oregon, or if you live here, be sure to explore these and other local rivers. Thank you so much for joining us today. Please like and subscribe to our video and our channel here, and we will be back at you with more Central Oregon lifestyle tips and real estate investing topics. Thank you so much.